Yo, real talk. You think you're free? You think you're calling the shots in your own life? Nah, bro. You're straight up living in a cage you can't even see. You're being played like a fiddle, and you don't even know it. But I'm about to blow your mind and show you exactly how the game really works. Let's get it. You're touching invisible bars right now, following rules set by people you've never met, and you genuinely believe your choices are yours. You think if you grind hard, love with everything you got, and keep it 100, the universe is gonna bless you up. But hold up. Look around, dude. Who's really winning out here? Is it the person giving everything away for free? Is it the one who's an open book, completely predictable, nice to everybody 24/7? Hell no. It's the person who holds back, the one who's low-key calculating every move, the one who's playing by a completely different rulebook that you don't even know exists. 500 years back, this Italian cat named Niccolò Machiavelli dropped some truth so ice-cold, so savage, so brutally real, that people literally tried to ban his whole book. He wasn't writing some fairy tale about how the world should be. Nah, he wrote about how it actually is. He understood that human nature ain't driven by being a good person or having morals. It's driven by power, fear, what people want, and straight up self-interest. If you ignore these forces, you become their victim, bro. But if you understand them, you become the architect of your own destiny. Most people are going through life like they're player two in their own game. They're just reacting to everything, playing defense, waiting for somebody to give them permission to level up. They're being controlled by invisible psychological laws that decide who gets respect, who gets love, and who gets left in the dust. Today we're gonna tear down the illusion, fam. We're about to walk through the 7 Machiavellian laws that are secretly running your life right this second. These aren't just tips and tricks. This is the actual operating system of how human hierarchy works. By the end of this video, you're gonna have a choice to make. You can keep being the pawn getting moved around by invisible hands, or you can cut those strings and finally see the whole board for what it is. But real quick, I gotta warn you, once you see these laws, you can't unsee them. That innocence, once it's gone forever. There's no going back. All right, let's hit law 1. This is the foundation of all value, and it's the one you're violating literally every single day without even knowing it. Respect isn't about being generous, bro. It's about being scarce. You've been programmed to think that to be valued, you gotta be available all the time. You gotta answer that text in like 2 seconds flat. Pick up those extra shifts. Listen to everybody's drama and give away your energy the second somebody asks for it. You think this makes you reliable. You think this makes you a solid person. Wrong. It makes you cheap as hell. Basic economics runs the human soul, just like it runs the stock market, dude. Water? Essential for life, right? But it's basically free because it comes out of every tap. Diamonds? Completely useless, but people go crazy for them because they're rare, hidden, and hard as hell to get. When you're always available, you become water. Sure, you might be necessary, but you're not respected. You're consumed. You're taken for granted. And when that tap runs dry, people don't feel grateful for what they had. They get pissed that the service stopped. Machiavelli understood that the prince who shows his face too much becomes basic. The leader who's always accessible loses his mystique, loses that aura. Check out the dynamics in your own life for a sec. Who's the person you're obsessing over? Is it the one who texts you back immediately with whole paragraphs of reassurance? Or is it the one who takes hours to respond, whose validation feels like you actually earned it, whose attention feels like a spotlight that could turn away any second? The human brain is literally wired to chase what pulls away from us. It's like that cat and string thing, you know? If you drop the string on the ground, the cat doesn't care anymore. But if you pull that string away, the cat goes nuts trying to catch it. To master this law, you gotta learn the discipline of strategic absence. This isn't about playing games. It's about understanding the weight of your own existence. You gotta stop handing yourself out like free samples at Costco. You gotta start rationing your presence like it's made of gold. This means you don't explain everything. You don't show up to every single event. You don't answer every call or text right away. You create a void. When you pull back, you create a vacuum in people's lives. And nature hates a vacuum. So people will rush to fill that space with their attention, their curiosity, their desire for you. When you're silent, they wonder what you're thinking. When you're absent, they wonder where you are. And in that wondering, they create this whole fantasy version of you in their head. And that fantasy? That's infinitely more powerful than the reality of you sitting on the couch, readily available, just waiting around to be used. Start today, bro. Pull back 20% of your availability. Just watch how the whole room leans in. Watch how those text messages change from casual to urgent real quick. You're not being cruel. You're teaching people the value of what you're offering by showing them what it would feel like to lose it. Law 2 explains why you keep getting discarded like yesterday's trash. Most people try so hard to be loved. They try to be the hero who saves the day. They give and give. They fix everybody's problems. They heal everybody's wounds. And then what happens? Once that person is saved, once the job's done, the hero gets forgotten. Why? Because the hero isn't needed anymore. Machiavelli wrote, "Therefore, a wise prince will seek a means by which his subjects will always and in every possible condition of things have need of his government." Translation: don't build relationships based on people liking you. Build relationships based on people needing you. This sounds cold-blooded. It is. But check out the reality of the corporate world, the dating world, the social world. The employee who everybody loves, but who can be replaced. First one fired when they gotta cut the budget. The partner who's sweet and nice, but doesn't offer any real security, no backbone, no direction. First one to get cheated on or dumped. Safety isn't found in being liked, bro. Safety is found in being essential. If you want to be untouchable, you gotta position yourself so that removing you causes serious pain. You gotta become the architect of other people's stability. In your career, don't just do your job. Hoard a specific skill that only you've got. Own the relationship with that key client. Be the one who knows the password to the system. Make it so if you leave, the whole building shakes. In relationships, this is more subtle. It's not about making someone financially dependent on you. It's about emotional and psychological necessity. Be the only one who truly gets their deepest ambition. Be the only one who can calm down that specific anxiety they have. Be the source of clarity they can't find anywhere else in this chaotic world. When you become the source of their stability, they literally cannot afford to lose you. Love, that's volatile, man. It changes with the weather. It changes with someone's mood. But need is primal. Need is permanent. A person will leave someone they love for someone they need, but they'll rarely leave someone they need for someone they just love. Stop trying to convince people you're a good person. Good people are disposable, bro. Convince them through your actions, your skills, your unique understanding that you are the oxygen in the room. Once you establish that dependence, you don't gotta beg for respect anymore. It gets given to you like tribute, like a tax they pay to make sure you don't withdraw your support. This is the difference between being an accessory and being a necessity. Accessories get swapped out. Necessities get protected at all costs. Law 3 is where most honest people absolutely destroy themselves. You've been taught that honesty is the best policy. Right. You've been taught to communicate everything, to share your goals, to announce your plans to the whole world. I'm gonna start a business. I'm gonna lose 20 pounds. I'm gonna leave my toxic relationship. And what happens every single time? The business fails. The weight stays on. The relationship drags on for another year. Why? Because you gave away your power, dude. A declared intention is literally a weapon you just handed to your enemy. When you reveal your plans, you do 3 things that weaken you big time. First, you trigger that premature dopamine reward. Psychology shows that when you announce a goal and people say, "Wow, good for you," your brain releases dopamine like you already achieved it. You lose that hunger. You lose the drive. You get satisfied by talking about it, so you never actually do it. Second, you invite sabotage. The second you articulate your ambition, you're holding up a mirror to show everyone else how mediocre they are. They're not gonna clap for you, bro. They're gonna consciously or subconsciously try to trip you up. They'll plant doubt. Are you sure that's a good time? That sounds pretty risky, man. They'll drag you back down into the bucket with everybody else. Third, and this is the most Machiavellian part, you become predictable. And predictability is death in this game. If people know what you want, they know exactly how to manipulate you. If they know you're desperate for that promotion, they can dangle it over your head to make you work for free. If they know you're terrified of being single, they can treat you like garbage knowing you won't leave. You gotta become a closed book. Machiavelli advised that a ruler should never let his court know whose side he's on until the winner is already decided. He should never let his enemy know where he's gonna strike until the blade is already falling. Adopt the fog of war in your daily life, bro. When you're angry, put on a mask of calm. When you're desperate, wear a mask of abundance. When you're about to make a major move, just smile and talk about the weather. Let your actions be the only announcement you ever make. There's this terrifying power in the person who doesn't speak. When you're in a meeting and you don't reveal what you're thinking, people start projecting their own fears onto you. They try to impress you. They try to guess what's in your head. You become like a blank screen where they project their own psychology, revealing everything about themselves while you reveal nothing. Use decoy goals, man. If you want to seize power, pretend you only care about stability. If you want to seduce someone, pretend you only want friendship. By the time they realize your true intention, it should be way too late for them to stop it. Don't be the dog that barks at the intruder and warns them to run. Be the snake in the grass, silent, still, and only striking when you're close enough that they can't escape. This law controls literally every relationship you've ever had, from your parents to your lovers to your boss. It's the brutal truth of human connection that nobody wants to admit. The person who cares the least controls the relationship. This is called the principle of least interest. Think about a negotiation for a sec. One person is desperate to sell their car because they need cash bad. The other person likes the car, but is perfectly cool with walking away. Who determines the price? The one who can walk away, always. In your life right now, you're probably suffering because you're the one with the heavy hand. You're the one investing more emotion, more worry, more analysis into the relationship. You're constantly checking the temperature. Are we good? Did I do something wrong? Why is she acting weird? This anxiety is like a stench, bro. It smells like weakness, and it subconsciously repulses people. When you overinvest emotionally, you mess up the whole balance of power. You put the other person on a pedestal, and from up there, they can only look down on you. You give them the power to destroy you, and then you wonder why they treat you carelessly. It's because you made yourself cheap. You signaled that you're gonna stay no matter what they do. To regain control, you gotta master emotional asymmetry. This doesn't mean you stop loving people. It doesn't mean you become some emotionless robot. It means you cultivate the ability to detach. You gotta find a center of gravity inside yourself that doesn't depend on anybody else. When they pull back, you don't chase, you stand still. When they get all hot and angry, you stay cool and observant. Imagine a seesaw. If they step off their side, you don't jump to their side to hold them. You stay on your side. You let that seesaw tip. You let them feel the consequence of their distance. When you stop chasing, you flip the whole dynamic. Suddenly, they're the ones facing the void. Suddenly, they're the ones wondering why you're not calling. The anxiety shifts from you to them. And here's the dark paradox, man. People are drawn to those who don't need them. We want approval from the person who's hard to impress. We want love from the person who loves themselves more than they love us. If you make someone the center of your universe, they'll eventually leave to find a new universe. But if you are your own universe, complete, spinning, self-sustaining, they'll orbit around you. You gotta be willing to lose the relationship to keep it. You gotta be willing to walk away from the deal to close it. The moment you're truly ready to walk away, you become dangerous. You become powerful. You become the one setting the terms. Look at your life right now. Where are you gripping too tight? Where are you trying to force something to happen? Let go. Lean back. Watch. Wait. The law of asymmetry says that the moment you pull back your energy, the world comes rushing in to fill that gap. We're moving now to the law that separates leaders from straight-up cowards. This is the law of conflict management, and it's where your so-called kindness is actually causing the most damage. Machiavelli famously wrote, "Injuries ought to be done all at one time, so that being tasted less, they offend less. Benefits ought to be given little by little, so that the flavor of them may last longer." Most people do the exact opposite, bro. When you gotta deliver bad news, end a relationship, fire an employee, or cut off a toxic family member, what do? You hesitate, you soften the blow, you drag it out. You break up with them, but agree to stay friends so you don't hurt their feelings. You fire the employee, but give them a month of false hope. You tell your toxic friend, you're just busy, instead of telling them they're poisoning your life. You think you're being gentle. You're not. You're being a torturer. By dragging out the conflict, you're cutting off the dog's tail 1 inch at a time. You're keeping that wound open, letting it get infected, making sure the pain lasts for years instead of days. The Machiavellian mindset requires you to think like a surgeon. If a limb has gangrene, you don't massage it, you don't cut it off slowly, you amputate. You do it with one clean, brutal strike. It's shocking as hell. It's agonizing, but it's final. And because it's final, the healing can start immediately. In your life, identify the rot. Is it a relationship that's dead but still walking around? Is it a habit that's killing your ambition? Is it a person who disrespects you over and over? Don't negotiate with rot, man. Don't offer it a performance improvement plan. Strike once, strike hard, and never look back. If you leave a door cracked open out of guilt, that cold draft will eventually make you sick. If you're gonna offer benefits, your time, your attention, your love, give them slowly. Make people wait for them. But if you gotta inflict pain or punishment, do it so decisively that there's zero confusion. People respect a clean executioner. They despise a clumsy one. The person who breaks up with you clearly and cuts contact is giving you the dignity of closure. The person who ghosts you and then comes back, who plays hot and cold, who says maybe someday, that person is trapping you in a prison of hope. Don't be the jailer. Be the executioner. It's the only form of mercy that matters in the game of power. You've been raised with a modest lie. Don't judge a book by its cover. The reality? The cover is the only thing most people ever see. We live in a visual culture, bro. We're creatures of the surface. We judge how competent someone is by their confidence. We judge wealth by what someone's wearing. We judge authority by how someone carries themselves. If you're hiding your light under a bushel because you think virtue is its own reward, you're gonna die in the dark. The world doesn't reward the best person. It rewards the most visible person. Machiavelli knew that a prince has to be a showman. He's got to stage manage his reputation. He's got to understand that power is performance art. Law 6 is simple. You gotta control the optical illusion of your life. This doesn't mean you lie. It means you curate. It means you understand that your appearance, your tone of voice, the setting where people see you, these aren't superficial details. They're the language of the unconscious mind. Look at the nice guy or the good girl. They work their butt off. They keep their head down. They wait to be noticed, and they get bypassed by the person who does half the work but knows how to present it with style. Why? Because the quiet worker disappears into the background, and what's unseen counts for absolutely nothing. You gotta learn to create a spectacle. This doesn't mean wearing neon colors and acting crazy. It means standing out by being different than the noise around you. If everyone's shouting, your spectacle is silence. If everyone's dressed casual, your spectacle is a suit. If everyone's panicking, your spectacle is absolute, terrifying calm. You gotta become conscious of your brand, man. Every time you step out your door, you're stepping onto a stage. How you walk matters. If you walk with your head down, avoiding eye contact, you're broadcasting submission. You're telling the predators, I'm prey. Lift your chin. Slow down your movements. Powerful people don't rush. They move like time belongs to them. When you speak, don't use filler words. Don't apologize for existing. Not, I'm sorry, can I just ask? Just, I have a question. The difference is subtle, but it's the difference between asking for permission and taking up space. Create an image of mystery. Don't be the person posting their breakfast, their dog, and their breakdown on social media every day. That's not transparency. That's being basic. Curate your image so people only see what you want them to see. Competence, strength, success. This feels fake to you? Good. That means you're still clinging to the idea that your inner self is enough. It isn't. Your inner self is for you. Your outer self is a weapon for the world. Sharpen it, polish it, use it. If you don't define your image, your enemies will define it for you, and they won't be kind. The final law is the one that ties everything together. It's the mastery of time. The amateurs, always in a hurry. They're frantic, reacting to emails, reacting to the clock. They're always busy but never seem to arrive anywhere. Hurry creates a lack of dignity. Hurry betrays a lack of control. Machiavelli talks often about fortuna, luck, and virtù, skill. He describes fortune as a river, violent and unpredictable. You can't control the river, but you can control when you put your boat in the water. The law of timing says that patience is a weapon, not a virtue. Most of your mistakes in life came from being impatient, bro. You sent that angry text too soon. You took the first job offer because you were scared. You slept with them too quickly because you wanted validation. You quit the project right before the breakthrough. You're fighting against time, and that's why you're losing. To become Machiavellian is to step outside the frantic ticking of the clock. You gotta learn to sit in the tension. When someone insults you, the instinct is to snap back immediately. The time master waits. He looks at the person. He lets the silence stretch until it gets uncomfortable. He smiles, and then maybe he speaks. Or maybe he doesn't. By waiting, he signals that he's not a slave to the other person's provocation. In negotiation, whoever's willing to wait the longest wins. If you need the deal right now, you'll pay a premium. If you can wait a month, they'll pay you. This requires cold suppression of your anxiety. You gotta train yourself to hold your breath underwater. Watch the lion. It doesn't run around the savannah chasing every gazelle it sees. It lays in the grass, it watches, it waits, it conserves energy. It waits for that one moment when the prey is vulnerable and the wind is right, and then, Law 5, it strikes all at once. Stop trying to force the harvest, Nan. You can't pull plants up from the soil to make them grow faster. You'll only kill them. Analyze the cycles of your life. There are times to be aggressive and times to retreat, and sharpen your blade. If you attack when you should retreat, you'll get destroyed. If you retreat when you should attack, you'll miss the throne. How do you know the difference? By detaching, by stopping the emotional rush, by looking at the board, not as a participant, but as a player, moving pieces. Control time, and you control the outcome. You've now seen the 7 laws. Scarcity. Value is created by pulling back. Dependence. Safety comes from being needed, not loved. Concealment. Never tell them what you're doing until it's done. Asymmetry. Whoever cares less wins. Cruelty. Cut clean, cut fast. Never look back. Spectacle. Perception is reality. Control the show. Timing. Patience is the ultimate predator. These laws aren't nice. They're not what you learned in kindergarten. They contradict everything society tells you about being a good citizen. But ask yourself, who taught you those rules? Was it people who wanted you to be powerful? Or was it people who wanted you to be compliant? Society needs workers, bro. It needs bees who sacrifice themselves for the hive. It needs people who are predictable, honest, patient, and blindly loyal. It trains you to be a sheep because sheep are easy to control and easy to exploit. But you feel something different, don't you? That's why you're still watching. You feel like the role of the sheep doesn't fit. You're tired of getting played. To apply these laws is to step out of the herd. It means accepting that you might get called cold. You might get called calculating. You might get called Machiavellian. Wear those titles like armor, because the alternative is to remain a victim of those who do understand these laws. The world is divided into those who play the game and those who are pieces in someone else's game. There's no third option. You can't opt out. Gravity pulls you down whether you believe in it or not. Power dynamics control your life, whether you acknowledge them or not. The only choice you have is whether you want to be the hammer or the anvil. When you start applying these laws, your reality will shift. People will respect you more, but they'll understand you less. You'll have more control, but you'll feel more alone. You'll see the strings on everyone else, and you'll realize how blindly they're dancing. It's a lonely path, but it's the only path that leads to true sovereignty. You're no longer a kid waiting for the world to be fair. You're an architect building a fortress in a world that's fundamentally unfair. Build it strong, build it silent, and let them break themselves against your walls. But understand this, knowing the laws isn't enough. Information without execution is just mental masturbation. You can nod your head at this video, feel that surge of power, and then go right back to texting back too fast, oversharing your plans, and begging for love. If you do that, you're worse than ignorant. You're a coward. The real test isn't in the understanding, it's in the application. It's in that split second when your phone buzzes and you want to pick it up, but you don't. It's in that moment you want to scream at your ex, but you stay silent. It's in that moment you want to brag about your new project, but you keep your mouth shut. That's where the war is won. In the silence, in the restraint, in the dark. Most people will watch this and change absolutely nothing. They'll return to the comfort of their cage because the cage feels safe. The cage is warm. Are you most people? Or are you ready to see how deep this rabbit hole actually goes? Because what I've shared with you today, this is just scratching the surface. This is the public level. These are the laws that are allowed to be spoken in the light. But there are darker truths. There are techniques of psychological influence, of shadow work, of true manipulation that can't be shared on this platform. If this opened your eyes, understand, this is only what I can show publicly. There are videos I can't upload for everyone. There are aspects of dark psychology that I literally cannot discuss publicly on YouTube without getting censored or demonetized. The algorithm suppresses the most powerful information. That stuff exists behind the join button. If you're still here, you're not like the others. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. But if you want what's hidden, click that join button and step into the architect level. You'll unlock exclusive, uncensored videos that dive into the deepest parts of the human psyche. Most won't do it. That's the whole point.